at a time. Dive deep, drink up, static fades. Synth echoes. Screaming through the neon haze, another sunrise and the end of days. Shahadic frequencies hits just right. With the head in the jar, we're feeling alright. Broadcast, signal bending space and time. Coffee fueled chaos on the morning line. From the cartoon realm to the side of the sky, we're diving head first while the satellites cry. Steel and static, black and chrome. The future's broken, but we're still home. Morning dive and the coffee, fuel the machine and ignite the day. Morning dive and the coffee, surfing the timeline all the way. Ghost in the signal, fire in the wire, Java in our veins, turn the frequency higher. Morning dive and the coffee, dive into the madness and start the day. Cowboy dance, signal cuts across the years, laughing at paradoxes and our fears. From future wastelands to a retro sunrise, we're chasing tomorrow through electric eyes. The monitor shines with a radioactive light, nuclear technicolor hues lighting up the night. Industry heartbeat pounding through the screen like a century nightmare from a fever dream. Coffee, static, coffee, static, coffee, static. Morning dive and a coffee, neon thunder in the morning rain. Morning dive and a coffee, ride the signal through the digital pain. Industrial craniums, broken satellites, cartoon gods and radio is burning through the night. Morning dive and a coffee, the future's awake and we're leading the fight. 1,000 years ahead, one cup at a time. Dive deep, drink up, static fades. Synth echoes.
Hey, howdy, hey, boys and girls. KJ Cowboy Dan here, and I'm joined up with my two favorite co-hosts that I have on the show so far. I want to introduce you to the one and only Dollar Bin Dan. Hey, Dan, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Cowboy. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Get any good deals in the Dollar Bin?
Oh, every time I go.
Oh, man. I keep on looking for some just everything that fills my holes in that Dollar Bin, and I tell you what, I'm gonna our topic today is gonna revolve around the bad news that I found out about one of my local comic book shops out here in the just outside of the DC area, but. TCG dude, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's a nice sunrise over here. The sun is poking into the office here, saying, "Hey, sip your coffee, get ready for the show. You know, start your day." It is Wednesday after all, right? The middle of the week.
Well, aren't you where it's like sunny like 6 months of the year?
Okay, so the thing is that it's winter for at least 7, if not 8 months, it seems. But during the summer, yeah, it's peak, man. Here in Alaska, the sun pretty much doesn't go down. Like it'll just poke right under the horizon, but it's still light out. You know what I'm saying? Just the other day, it was it was like 1:30 in the morning, and I could still hear the neighbor kids screaming outside in the yard, and I felt like yelling out the window, "Shut up!" But then I realized, oh yeah, I remember being an adolescent in the midnight sun. I wouldn't shut up either.
That sounds like hell on your circadian rhythm, though.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, okay, so I did have to battle that last year or the year before, and I got blackout sheets or curtains rather. So when the sun's poking in and you're trying to sleep, even at like just a regular 9 or 10, you just put those sheets up and you're good to go.
Cool.
Oh,
I've been to Alaska once, man, and it was one of my favorite places on earth.
Oh yeah, that's what's up,
Yeah.
man.
I haven't been to Alaska yet. It's one of the places on my bucket list.
It's worth it. If you've got the means, man, take a cruise up there and just sit back and watch the world go by. It's phenomenal. You can't imagine the size of it. It's mind-bogglingly huge.
Oh yeah, indeed. Just the other day, I was reminded of that. I went to the grocery store, and it was a cloudy day, and I couldn't see the tops of the mountains.
Oh man, I really want to. I miss living in country area. You know, was living in Oregon back before I moved out here, and I miss the country. And I'll tell you what, Alaska, that is like some of the last country out there, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I mean they call it
frontiers in the country.
Yes, the last frontier is what it's often dubbed. I feel like as much mystique as Alaska has, there's a lot of other good-looking parts of the country. The United States is a beautiful country and well worthy of celebrating. 250 years of freedom. Let's go.
100% agree on that. Based on what we're talking about today, what's the comic shop situation like in Alaska? You got easy access to any of those?
That's a good question. So admittedly, I'm in the largest city, in Anchorage there. So we have at least one that has been around for 40 years. It's called Bosco's, owned by one John Bosco. And yeah, it's a great store. They've had to move locations to get more square footage, actually. So they're pressing on. As far as other smaller shops, not too familiar, but there is a scene. There's people that are very interested in comics here, of all ages, and we have local artists that are putting out new comics too, not just your typical DC and Marvel stuff.
Oh, if you run into somebody putting out an underground, get me a couple copies, send them my way.
Sure thing.
Yeah. Oh man, I love underground comics. They're doing stuff in the underground right now that you used to see back in the 80s. For a while there, you weren't seeing very good underground comics, and then now they're like putting out some really good stuff. I've been looking at I've been following a few of these underground comic book artists that are on Twitter, and I keep on telling them, let me know when you get an issue released or whatever, and I will buy it. I'm digging on undergrounds right now. And a lot of them are going back to the black and white pen and inks.
Like the old Judge Dredd days.
Oh man. I wasn't a big Judge Dredd guy, but back in the I have a few from back in the day, I was really big on the Eastman and Laird black and whites.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of those in my boxes.
Oh man.
Gifts from a friend.
So I'd like to take a minute just to shout out a few people who's hanging out over on the Twitter side right now. Nostalgia Drops, thanks for joining us over there on the Twitter side. Also, Kidult, rock on and keep on taking those pictures with the action figures. Now, Kidult, he gets like these really high quality collectible action figures, and he opens the boxes And I go, no, keep them in the box, display them. And but he's a photographer, and he takes like these incredible like cinematic photos with his action figures.
I think I've seen some of that. He does like he'll like dust up and make it look like battle scenes and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Little
yeah,
fireworks go off.
yeah, yeah.
I've seen some of that.
Yeah, he does some
Very
pretty
impressive.
good work. Yeah, does some pretty good work. He just exceeded 800 followers on his Twitter page, so congratulations to him. There, you know. But yeah, I'm obsessed with his photos.
I'll have to go check him out. You said it's Kidult, Kidult.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's I'm obsessed with the stuff that he puts out there, and just like really high quality photos with his let's see if I might be able to pull one up. When I saw one that he shared our show too. Huh. Thank you, Kidult. Much appreciated. Uh oh, like here, let me pop this one up here if I can get it to come up on the screen. He did a Street Fighter one that I saw the other day, or yesterday I saw it. If I can remember how to share. There we go. Look at that. I mean, this is one of the simple ones that he did, but he does a whole bunch of different ones with all the different action figures. He gets the good action figures, the really posable ones.
Very nice. Looks like a still from the new movie coming up.
Oh, are they doing a new movie?
The Street Fighter movie? Oh yeah.
Oh man.
It looks like it's gonna be along the lines of the most recent Mortal Kombat movies.
Oh, okay.
So it looks pretty fun.
No Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, not this time. I swear to God, though, I really want a cameo, though.
Oh, so do I. A lot of people go, no, we they don't want the fan grabs, but I'll tell you what, I want the fan grabs. Like every time I saw like a Hulk movie, and and I saw like
Rigno.
yeah, Lou Ferrigno in it, I was like, oh man, yeah, that's my Hulk. You're not gonna like him when he gets angry.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just wish they that Bill Bixby could have joined in on that kind of stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. No, I do appreciate some good fan service in the movies. We actually just watched Sonic 3 last night. Oh man, such a good movie. Arguably though, so me and my girlfriend were debating on which of the trilogy is the best. I still think that number 1 is nice because it captures a little bit more innocence of the, childhood Sonic fandom. But number 3 does kind of teeter into the more like, it's got shadow and there's badass fight scenes, So it's hard to say. Oh, and also Jim Carrey doing the whole Mike Myers thing, playing as Grandpa.
He came out of retirement for that. And he's coming out of retirement again for the 4th one.
Wow. Oh, that's right. They are going to have a 4th one. Well, he did great for that. I think that was a good call.
Yeah. So speaking of movies and fan grabs, Dollar Bin Dan, you told me that you went to go last night. You went to go see Supergirl. Was it good, or should I go and see it? And I always lower my expectations so that way I don't go in expecting expecting the greatest thing in the world, and then when I lower my expectations and I go in, I actually get a good movie. So what do you think? Was it a good movie?
Well, I will say definitely temper your expectations when you go in to see it. It's not a bad movie. It doesn't deserve all the hate it's getting online as far as it being the worst movie ever. Not even close. Most of its problems, I think, come from decisions that they consciously made in crafting the story, and those are most of the issues that I had with it. Like the villain was completely despicable, but not very memorable. Definitely not a classic Superman villain. There there was some very good things about it. Some things I really wish they'd gone in a different direction about. The script was okay. I've heard people saying it's like the worst script ever. It was fair. Millie Alcock was fair as Supergirl. I didn't hate her in the role. But it was just a very middle of the road movie that felt like they were kind of trying to force it to fit the James Gunn mold.
Man, I think the only reason why people were mad at the movie and hate brigaded it was because of one single statement that about Christian the Christian dad statement, and then everybody hate brigaded it. I heard a lot of good things about it. Like if you go go in and expect a good sci-fi movie, it's a good sci-fi superhero movie. A lot of people were not too thrilled with the direction that they went with on Supergirl. Like, this is not your classic Supergirl story.
I can definitely see how people would say that.
How was Lobo done? Was Lobo done appropriately?
I tell you what, Jason Momoa's back must hurt from carrying that movie, because every scene that he was in, he was just chewing up the scenery and having a great time. And he was definitely worth a watch in that role. It's the role we've been waiting to see Jason Momoa in for years.
So it kind of made up for his Aquaman role that, while he did really good at Aquaman, I kind of feel like Aquaman was like not the role that we wanted him in.
Oh, 100%. Like the first day that they announced that he was going to be part of the Snyder DCU, everybody immediately said he's Lobo. Immediately, everybody expected that. When they said he was going to play Aquaman, my jaw hit the floor.
Yeah, Lobo was the fan pick for him, absolutely.
And I got to say, he did not disappoint.
I kind of wanted I want to go see it just because of Jason Momoa playing Lobo.
Yeah, I really hope they bring him back for other projects. And what you said about Supergirl was correct. It's the same thing I said about Predator Badlands. If you're a Predator purist, if you're a Supergirl purist, you're gonna hate the new Supergirl movie. But if you're just looking for just like a brain dead, fun sci-fi movie with superheroes in it, yeah, it's worth a couple bucks to see.
Huh. You know,
a couple of bucks in today's economy. Jeez, man, you're lucky if you walk out of there with all your limbs.
I saw it for $7.
Oh,
that's
nice. Cool. I got to find a cinema that's showing anything for $7.
Yeah, no kidding. They just tore down our budget theater last year or the year before. It was really sad. Totem Theater. You used to be able to go catch a flick for $5 to $8, I think. Now the main one at the mall, rather, we have a larger Century 16 in Midtown, but the one on the South Side Mall actually does Saturday morning family movies for $2 or $3, which is really nice. You know, you can go see a kids movie with the fam for a decent budget.
As long as you don't get popcorn and drinks, that's gotten ridiculous too. Yeesh.
Oh,
right.
Buying snacks at a cinema. It's like going to Disneyland and trying to get a beverage and a snack anymore.
Yep.
Right, and they'll boot you out if you bring some in.
What do you mean I can't bring my own food in a backpack?
Right. But this is my prescribed juice. See, I got a doctor's note.
These are my emotional support Twizzlers.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I guess the question everybody wants to know though in the long run is it a wait till it comes to streaming services or do you think that it'll come to streaming services soon? I know a lot of people have noticed since 2019, particularly when we started going inside the house and getting locked in, that a lot of things started coming to streaming services and direct to video a lot faster. Well, direct to video is almost not a thing now, since we're not allowed to have DVDs anymore. But the direct to streaming has become like very quick. I've noticed like some movies like within 2 or 3 months that they're already streaming. And back in the day, we probably wait probably about a year for it to leave cinemas, and then another 6 months to even get a VHS or DVD.
Yeah, I did notice that when DVDs came around, that window shrank a little more because we went from waiting for from 12 to 18 months for it to come out on video to about 6.
I'm still waiting for half the movies I want to see to come out on Betamax. So,
You might be waiting a bit longer. Good old
uh,
Betamax.
oh man, I think if I ever get into making copies of movies again, like I did back in the day, used to dub my movies on, you know, uh, and use the form that Lars Ulrich of Metallica would not appreciate when it comes to getting your movies and music. But
Right.
we're not going to talk about Napster and stuff like that right now. But I used to dub my movies onto VHS, and I wanted to be that one cool kid who, for no reason whatsoever, dubbed his movies to Betamax.
That would be awesome. If you could find something that would convert a digital file to a
Oh,
Betamax cassette, that would, holy crap.
oh, I know. Everybody has the devices that'll go the other way though, from cassette to digital, but nobody has the stuff that'll go the other way
Right.
around.
I wonder why.
Man, we need to start owning our own stuff again. Which reminds me, Sony has been making a lot of people angry lately. Um, and I think that's where our next topic will probably go. I'm going to build into that by I read this thing recently that Sony had stated that they're going to be limiting your video purchase. If you bought a video uh, or any digital media on their Sony PlayStation store, that you're only going to own it for at least a year, and then your license to own it is expires. I don't like
I
that.
heard something along those lines. I heard there was a class action lawsuit, and I can't remember if it was against them or not. But basically, the language that they were using made customers think they were going to buy the movie and own it, even though what they were only doing was buying a license to
Right.
access the movie. So I don't know if that's part of it or not, but yeah, they're trying to get way too much money out of us right now.
Yeah. Apparently, it goes any deeper. TCG dude's been looking into that. Uh, what do you got
Oh
for us?
yeah. Well, it seems to be a similar event as to what Amazon did a few years back, where yeah, if you had purchased quote unquote a digital movie, well, at some point in the future, you've seen it not in your digital library anymore. And that's really not cool, man. Like, I understand that we're in a new age where things are more digital than physical, but when you purchase something, you have the assumption that you own it after that, at least here in America. I don't know how it works elsewhere, but that's what I feel when I buy something, when I put it in my credit card info, so feeling robbed on that is not cool, man. Renting, if you're telling me, hey, I'm renting this, there's that disclosure of you only have 72 hours or 48 hours to watch it, so I don't know. I think that it's a bad move all in all. There probably is some reasonably explained reasons why they did that on the back end. Maybe their servers don't have enough space anymore. Maybe there's some security issues, but I don't know. I think that's a bunch of fugazi.
Licensing rights is what I heard. because
that makes sense.
like companies like Disney and Paramount and HBO Max, they with their own stuff that they're putting out there, particularly this what HBO is Warner Brothers or Paramount
Yes.
or something. Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Well,
Yeah,
Warner Brothers
so
and Paramount might be the same thing soon.
yeah, well, if everything works out right, um, I kind of have hope for the DC Comics world and also the DC film universe as well, if that's the case. Especially if I guess they're trying, people are trying to sue them about making it not happen, but that's another story altogether. So the articles TCG dude sent me said something about they're removing 5,000 movies from their catalog.
5,000?
Yeah, 5,000 movies from their digital catalog.
Oh,
Jesus, I don't even have.
yeah, I don't even have that many movies. Okay, so I hate to be that guy. It does say 550, so that is substantially less than 5,000.
550. Sorry, 550.
Yeah, yeah, but the principle is still there.
It's still a lot of movies.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think it looks to me like what they're trying to move to is an economy where anytime that you want to see a movie, you have to pay for it. And there's just not that many movies that I've seen that I would pay perpetually to watch again.
Right. Kind of the reason why I want to go back to like VHS and DVD ownership is because like even though we a lot of people thought to ourselves, you know what, we don't really need that wall of VHS cassettes unless you're my mom and you're collecting like every single Disney classic that comes out with the special plastic container and swearing up and down that one day the Little Mermaid with the phallic symbol will be worth some money.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about those. What was that, Dan?
I said I'm married to someone like that.
Oh boy.
In fact, I'm staring at her Disney movie collection right now.
It's a whole wall of them, I bet. That's how it is at my mom's house. Pretty much, she says, when I moved away, she says, "Are you going to be taking your movies with you?" I'm like, I can't fit all that into my vehicle. And
that is the thing with,
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's the thing with physical media is it takes up physical space.
Oh yeah, darn physical.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was just about to say. There's a lot of folks that live in metropolises and places where square footage is problematic for their living spaces. And so this kind of day and age, it can help folks like that by having these digital libraries, right? But a bit more old schoolers like us definitely like that tactile, crack open the case, get a whiff of that DVD, or the VHS, what have you, and then putting it in the console or the player. You know what I'm saying? That tactile feeling really adds to the experience.
It does. And I'll tell you what, I enjoyed hearing the sound of the rewind feature. When you were trying to rewind the video, I know everybody didn't like to rewind, but we had one of those little race cars. You put the thing in there and you pop the race car down and it rewound your vehicle. Rewound your
accessory
VHS.
Stuck in its time. Yes. The car rewinders. I almost forgot about those.
Because, my dad swore up and down, if you use the rewind feature on the VHS machine, it's going to run down the mileage on the VHS machine. Use the car.
I worked for
for a
good many years, and we had a bank of those.
A bank?
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
There was like 4 or 5 of them lined up so that when we were bringing tapes back in, we could just shove the ones that needed to be rewound in there and just boom, 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 boom.
Oh man.
Blockbuster, huh? I would love to dive deep on your time at Blockbuster, because I feel like Blockbuster was kind of a cornerstone for American media, whether it's movies or video games. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I don't
100%.
know what era you worked at Blockbuster for, whether it was before cartridges being there or whatever. But yeah, man, I miss that place. I
What,
miss that
didn't they
place. Do they
close down?
still have? They did. As a company, I think they closed down all their stores except one, which is
Portland,
in
Oregon.
Oregon.
I think it's Portland, Oregon. That's it's open as kind of like a museum, and they still do rentals.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they call it. I think they've even got a Twitter page or something like that. They call it the Last Blockbuster, and they even made a documentary about it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, there's one major one, and then dozens of YouTuber documentaries. Even the Angry Video Game Nerd went and did an episode there.
Yeah,
they even had I think Netflix even did a parody show on it.
Oh really?
Parody comedy about people who worked at Blockbuster Video.
I remember
Oh
that.
yeah, there was a short run Netflix show of that. That's right.
Who played Agent Kim in the Ant-Man movies?
Yes, that's the guy who was in it.
Yes, he was in it. And I think Kat Dennings might have been in it too, but I'm not 100% sure.
You just got me curious about the last Blockbuster, so I followed them. So yeah, they do have a Twitter page, and you guys can go and check it out. Thanks to Dan, now I know about it, and now I know when I go back to Oregon, I'm going to go and check that out.
Well, tell him hi from an old head for me.
I was really more of a Hollywood video kind of guy, but I had my Blockbuster card too.
Oh man,
For sure, for sure.
I could tell you some stories about the Blockbuster Hollywood.
Oh
Oh, the
yeah.
feud. Oh man, that's
There was a
awesome.
Hollywood directly across the street from my store, and they used to send us in there in plain clothes to spy on the store and see what their prices were, what videos they had, how many of each video, and stuff like that, so that we could directly countervene it.
Oh, really?
Yes,
That's savage.
The VHS wars.
that's not even the crappiest thing we did by a mile, but yeah, it was the Wild West. I even met my wife working for Blockbuster.
Oh, right on.
There you go.
So yeah, I've got stories.
Oh man, I really miss Blockbuster Video. I'll tell you what, I miss Hollywood Video. I
Yeah.
miss Blockbuster Video. Heck, I was even one of those guys who went to the neighborhood movie town.
Yeah, a little mom and pop shop type movie rental place.
Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be a place in Washington along Highway 2 in a small town called Gold Bar. It was called Sky Valley Video, and yeah, they'd even have like a cat, chilling there. And yeah, I remember picking out like my first Super Nintendo rentals there. One rental, it was Lemmings. I don't know if you ever played Lemmings before.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, classic game. But for somebody, 5 or 6 years old at the time, I could not understand what the hell to do in that. I was like, just give me my Mortal Kombat.
I had Lemmings on a console, and I was slightly disappointed when they released it to console. I don't remember what console it was on that I had.
Oh yeah, it was originally PC.
But it was
right?
originally PC, and I had it on my 386. The first PC I ever built. Technically, it was Frankenstein PC from like 3 other PCs, but I was proud of myself for putting that thing together.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There's a certain joy that is made when you piece together a computer and turn it on for the first time, and you're like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had a kit bashed computer that I used for years.
Oh
And
man.
I just recently went to I ditched Microsoft on my laptop, and I'm learning Linux now.
Oh, Linux. Yeah,
And
I
there's a
want to
certain
learn Linux.
satisfaction to that, because you really got to know your way around a computer to get good at Linux.
Yeah. I never was brave enough to go to Linux.
Microsoft pissed me off. So.
Microsoft is starting to get me a little agitated lately.
Oh yeah, the
I,
forced AI integration. I'm not anti-AI, but the forced AI integration on new Windows PCs is aggravating to say the least.
Well, those companies are sinking so much money into developing it that they're scrambling for ways to monetize it. So they're
yeah.
shoving it in everything. Like my refrigerator does not need an artificial intelligence. It just doesn't.
Right.
Hey, you
So
know
I,
your milk is almost expired. You know how I can tell? When you shut the door, I can smell it. Well, thank you,
see that's
refrigerator.
no, that's what I've got a wife for.
Oh man. But you know what doesn't expire? W Energy Drink. Our sponsor, well, technically not sponsor, but more so our people who we try to get a little bit of money to pay for the stage. If you guys like to have something that's not your coffee in the morning, while I do prefer my coffee, I do like to have myself a little W Energy drink. Now, before we dig into the main topic of the morning, I want to let you guys know about W Energy Drink. W gives you the focus you need for streams like this in the morning, or even gameplay, or a sit down session with your favorite comic book. Maybe you might want a little bit of energy when you're going to pwn your friends at a game of Magic the Gathering. If you're looking for clean energy to power your gaming sessions or your workflow, try W Energy Drink. My favorite flavor is Dub Sludge. Little tub of that for $39 and one scoop per cup will do you just fine. Now grab your favorite cup of Dub Sludge if you're not drinking your coffee. And if you want something to put your drink in, feel free to get one of those live with KJ Cowboy Dan coffee mugs or other Cowboy Dan themed coffee mugs with all different versions of my character, even the original version that you see right there with the old school me in the Matt Groening style artwork. Use on both of those. You can use KJCBD 26 for 10% off. So we are in a time right now where I've, like I said earlier, I was kind of disappointed. I went down to my comic book shop / LGS to talk to one of the, one of the owners about potentially doing a couple of shows live from the comic book shop, whether it be during a card tournament or on your release day. And found out that they're going out of business.
Oh, that sucks.
And I, while I like it when they go out of business because I get long boxes really cheap. It bothers me because I don't like ordering new releases because I don't trust the mail, and sometimes they'll like try to fit it in my mailbox and they'll like not necessarily crease it, but they'll like do this little roll. And it
Yeah.
bothers me when I order my comic books, whether online or through subscription or whatever. If I order online, sometimes like if I order enough, they're going to put them in a box and ship it, and it'll come straight to my door. But also don't trust Porsche Pirates. Had way too many things stolen from my door. TCG dude has heard me complain several times about having missing product. And
100%. Yeah, those porch pirates should get you. And you know what, man? We recently had, not to interject here, but we recently had a delivery via Best Buy for a couple of Marvel booster boxes, Magic booster boxes. They delivered to the wrong house. It's the next house over, but they delivered to the wrong house, man. So it's not even just the porch pirates sometimes. It could just be the delivery person.
Don't you love it when you get that? They take a picture and they send it to you, say, "Hey, we dropped this off," and you look at it and you don't recognize the door that it's sitting in front of.
Yes, it's exactly what happened.
You're like, "That's my package. Whose door is that?"
Yeah.
it's your house in an alternate universe. The multiverse got your delivery, and it wasn't you. So yeah, I was kind of disappointed. Oh man. I was very disappointed when I found out that another one's going out of business, and then I looked online, and I guess according to the polls done by distributors, I guess now the Diamond's out of business. I'm not sure who's doing the polls and which distributors are doing things, but doing these things. But I read that there's roughly a little over 3,000 certified comic book shops that are certified by Marvel, DC, and Image.
What is? Do you know what that entails? Like, does that mean they sell new comics? Does that mean that
Yeah,
they're
new comics. Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, for getting your new comics. So people who deal with distributors for the new stuff, I used to have like a connection with somebody who worked with Diamond Distributors before they went under, because I would do the Halloween Fest comic books. They still do Halloween Fest, but it's not no longer with Diamond Distributors anymore. I think they got a new distributor company to do Halloween Fest and Free Comic Book Day.
Did you get any inside dope on why specifically Diamond went under?
Oh no, I hear different things. Like management is like the big thing, and then like the comic book industry is just not selling as much, and then they got bought out or something. I've heard different things. I don't really know why they went out under.
So maybe it was just like a death of a thousand cuts.
Probably. That's my thought process, especially with the way the comic book industry is going. They Marvel. I think Marvel shot themselves in the foot, and DC did when they were trying to do the digital issues for a while. And I don't even know if they're still doing digital issues, but I really don't like the concept of them. I like to have a comic book and have it tangible and be able to flip through the pages.
Plus, we run into the same issue that we were just talking about with movies. If you're just streaming your comics, you might not always have access to them.
Right. And then I what you gonna torrent a comic book? No, if you can't have access to it, you just lose out, and I like my collectible. I mean, it's an investment. It's also something to read whenever I want to read it. I don't want to have to sit down at my computer or grab a tablet.
Yes, and there are some
Right.
things with physical copies of comics that you get that you just don't with digital. Like when I
Yeah.
go back and reread my old comics, they're like a little time capsule because the ads in them are so era specific. Like I was reading through a comic not too long ago and there was ads for the first Resident Evil game.
Oh man.
And
Remember
Hell yeah.
the old Pizza Hut ads that they had in them?
yes, and the old just great old print ads that you just don't see anymore. So it really adds to the flavor of whatever it is that you're reading.
Yeah, it's true. What kind of made me sad when they switched a lot of the way the print was is when they switched to that higher quality paper. I really like the higher quality paper because it lasts longer and it doesn't ding as badly. But
Have
there's
you
something
seen?
about flipping through your long box and smelling the newsprint,
I got a comic called Junkyard Joe from Image Comics,
right?
and it was just a little experimental comic, and I was holding it in my hand, and it felt weird to me, and I finally figured out why. They printed it on the same kind of paper that you use for wrapping Christmas gifts.
Really?
Yes,
That's kind of
it
wild.
feels exactly like that in your hand. I'm talking all the way through too. It's that plasticky kind of very flimsy paper, and it feels very weird in your hand.
Huh. Yeah, I'm full disclosure, I'm not a huge comic book guy. But
Out
the last
now.
couple of huh?
I said out now.
I know, yeah, banned. No, like I appreciate them as a medium, but I just haven't interacted with them personally a lot. However, the last couple of years, once in a while they'll have a bargain bin or dollar bin for just older comics taking up space. And yeah, like you said, for the time capsule thing, absolutely love it. Definitely has era specific stuff. But yeah, the older comics that are usually in those bins do have that kind of newspapery feel, as opposed to the newer comics that have more of a magazine feel.
Yeah, it was all. I loved the newsprint that they put it on. You they knew that those things weren't going to last. They knew that the kids were going to buy their comic book issue. They were going to fold it up and put it in their back pocket and have it with them. And you know, it wasn't going to last long. They weren't thinking about collectibles back in the 60s and 70s as much as they started thinking about them as collectibles back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, they
Right.
were originally intended as a disposable media, just like a daily newspaper.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. What time frame do you folks think they started that other people started grading comics? I know it's a huge topic in the TCG space, but how long have people been grading comic books?
I think my first slabbed and graded was probably about 2002 ish.
I was going to say that I first started seeing them slabbed and graded probably 15 years ago.
Yeah, so that's about the same amount of time. Yeah.
Okay, so would you consider that a relatively new thing as far as comic books go, or would you consider that a long time? I guess 20 years is a generation, so
Well, when I
maybe I'm
first started collecting back in the 80s, they did talk about grading comics, but it wasn't. I don't remember it being like any official kind of thing. You had your, poor condition, you had your fair condition, you had your mint condition comics.
Yeah.
Um, but it was usually just something that a dealer would eyeball. This whole standardized, you know, plastic case thing that's relatively new.
Yeah.
Okay. And expand upon that a little bit more. Do you feel that that is a good direction for, say, preserving them? I personally feel like as somebody, TCG dude here playing with Magic cards constantly, seeing the graded Magic cards, I feel like it's only worth doing for super high-end chase cards that you probably don't intend on actually playing anyway, just having as a shelf piece or an investment piece. With the comic books, they're stuck in the slab. You can't even crack it open to read a single line of text or one of those ads that we were talking about. Is it really worth grading a comic book these days?
I think that's a very debated issue amongst comic book fans. I buy if I can, I buy 3 copies of a comic book. One that if I feel like it's in the future worth slabbing, it'll be there as something I can look at and go, okay, you're immediately getting put in a coffin. And I'm gonna hope that you're worth some money in the future. And then I get the one reader that I know is going to be my reader, and the backup reader, which will be both of those will be bagged and boarded. Um, but one will have a more higher quality bag than the other.
For me, I don't collect for value. I collect for enjoyment.
Yeah.
One of the things that I learned about collecting, remember back in the 90s when The Death of Superman came out and we were all snacking up copies?
Oh, yeah.
We were sure that it was going to put our kids through college.
With the Death of Superman, it had the black plastic bag over it, and you didn't know what the comic book looked like, and so you definitely knew you wanted to buy like an extra one of those.
Yep. Well, guess what? Guess where you can find those now?
Dollar bin.
Exactly. So I learned a long time ago that there was a lot of folly in trying to collect comics for value. So I decided that if I was going to collect them, I was just going to get stuff I enjoyed, stuff that added to the lore, stuff I would read.
Yeah.
And so I don't get into all that. It seems like a gimmick, but if you're trading in high end comics, it does seem like something that you would want, especially if you're a purchaser, you want some kind of guarantee of quality for a high dollar item.
Yeah.
But like for your what do we got here? Let me pull something off my desk.
I love this. He's got a stack on his desk right now. Oh,
Superman,
Hardcore.
Tomorrow, #1, Elseworlds. Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm not going to go out and get that graded and put in the bag. I'm just going to read it and think, that was nice. Maybe I'll read it again later. Maybe not.
the early Elseworld stuff were really good.
Oh, yes. Early days What Ifs and Elseworlds were great.
I want to take a minute real quick and say hello to Captain Garantina over on the YouTube side. How you doing, buddy? He just recently exceeded 7,000 followers on his subscribers on his YouTube page. Congratulations.
Good deal, buddy.
Yeah, and also hanging out in chat, our buddy Theta the Grid. He popped in. I didn't see that and said, "Greetings, everyone. Have an amazing show. Love you all. Thank you."
What's up, Beta?
Yeah. Theta and I are going to be doing a chat and chill session tonight, and we're going to be talking about it's going to be a comic book themed episode to a certain degree. If anybody wants to watch on that or join us on the panel, we don't have panelists for it, so it's going to be a good little show. Let's see if I got the image here real quick. I'll pop it up. Yeah, we're going to be doing a show tonight with Theta. It'll be a random show. We're going to try to get Theta streaming more often, and we're going to try to build his channel up. And because he is currently monetized, and we're trying to make sure that he stays streaming, because it's kind of hard right now with a lot of people in our network to keep going, especially with what's been going on in the world lately financially for a lot of people. But here's our thumbnail for tonight. We're going to be talking about the universe has changed. Does the multiverse affect our IPs that we love in a positive or negative way, especially since we have movies that are changing the IPs, and we noticed a little bit in the lines of the comic books and cartoons that the multiverse changes where the original IP is gone, like a lot. So like it seems like they've started merging in the Marvel Cinematic Universe lores into the comic books where they weren't there before, and are like particularly with Marvel 616, it doesn't seem like the 616 anymore. It seems like the Ultimate Universe is taking over the 616 to a certain degree.
I can see that. Although, I mean, the multiverse is not a new concept in comics.
No, especially in Marvel. They've been doing the multiverse since before the Secret Wars.
Well, even DC did it way back in the Golden Age. They did the Flash of Two Worlds.
Yeah.
Which eventually is what led into the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Crisis on Infinite Earths and multiple.
It's not a new thing, and neither is multimedia bleeding into the comics. Batman the Animated Series. Okay, here's a perfect example. Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
He first appeared as Mr. Zero on the Adam West show.
Right, in 1964.
Right, and then they brought him over into the comics. And then when the animated series come out, that is who gave him the tragic backstory of Nora Freeze and all that kind of stuff. And that was then integrated into DC Comics. So it's not exactly a new thing, but it does seem to have become a lot more pervasive.
And that Dark Knight line, particularly that you got from Tim Burton's movies, you got from the old animated series, and Jim Lee's artwork has drastically changed how you look at Batman. I think like after like the late 80s, like Batman stopped being campy.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that like Superman, they couldn't really do with Superman. They've tried several times to darken up Superman, but it just didn't really work.
Yeah, that kind of thing is just antithetical to his character.
Yeah. Although, got to admit, one of my favorite Superman artworks from the 90s is Superman with a mullet.
Oh yeah, I
As
remember
somebody
those all
who's
over.
kind of newer to the comic space and like Marvel and all that, I appreciate the multiverse because it does give the writers and us consumers like a chance to do a different I don't know, line or view of any one character or group of characters. But I also feel like it's just a super easy catch-all. Like, oh, we don't know how to explain this. Multiverse it, you know?
Well, the problem with the multiverse right now, I think, is the same problem with just about anything else. Is it went mainstream.
Yeah, it did.
Once
It
the
went
marketing started
mainstream.
Yeah.
talking
It
about
became
multiverse, it killed it.
not because it went mainstream. And I think you both are right. The mainstream aspect, and also like uh, Marvel, DC, even Image. Uh, they were able to use the multiverse in order to do their collaborations with their other titles like Top Cow and Wildstorm.
Mhm.
Um, and it was a good way to retcon characters as long as
Oh,
they didn't like totally change the character up one day. Like your character, I just don't like it when one day the character is like a completely different character.
yes, that's actually become a huge problem lately in modern comics, from what I understand. I'm mostly, back issue kind of guy, but
Yeah.
I understand that a lot of characters have had just really big arbitrary overhauls lately and just don't act within character at all. And a lot of people point to the X-Men as a prime example of that.
Okay.
Interesting. I was just about to ask you, fellas, are you excited for season 2 of X-Men 97?
100%.
Isn't
I'm a
it
little
supposed to be a
trepidatious.
prequel?
No, I think it's a follow-up to the
All
first
right.
season, but I think they're scattered through time is the hook for this one.
Ah, yeah.
So it,
Interesting.
so it takes place some in the past, some in the future, but I believe it's all like in continuity after X-Men 97.
I really loved the show because like they stayed like true to the traditional animation style from the 90s TV series. They
The original
kept the theme
characterizations,
song. Same, what was that?
they kept the same characterizations. The
Yeah.
characters themselves felt
The
like
same
the original
actors,
X-Men.
voice actors even.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're going to bring back a show, that was a masterclass on how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm a little
100%.
trepidatious about season 2 because right after season 1, they axed the showrunner Bo DeMayo, um, and he clearly understood the assignment on season 1. So I hope whoever takes over in season 2, who took over in season 2, follows in his footsteps pretty closely.
I'm pretty sure they will, as long as they follow their character Bible, you know. I do worry about Disney because Disney does tend to say character Bible. Well, that can go in the trash. But I think that as long as they follow that and they don't do too much changing of the lore that I grew up with in the 90s, I think it'll be okay.
And that's all any of us can hope for.
Yeah, I mean, I am a very much a traditionalist kind of guy. So, like, I always complain about like the ultimate universe, and
The absolute universe.
yeah, Although,
Or as I like to call it, the edgelord universe.
yeah. So, what do you feel about the before we go back to the main topic? Because now I'm thinking about side universes. What do you feel about the M2?
Oh, like the Spider-Girl universe?
Yeah, Spider Girl's Peter Parker's daughter. Peter Parker ends up getting his leg blown off by what, Hobgoblin?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I understand it was hugely popular.
I
I've
loved it.
never been a big alternate universe guy. My, my my feelings as a kid was if the idea was that interesting, they'd have run with it in the main universe.
Yeah.
But I've read a few issues of it, and it looked like a very good series, but not one where I would want the 616 to eventually end up at.
It was a very good series, and I kind of hoped that, that they would take a little bit of it from and add it to the 616, the concept of Spider Girl, but then they kept on going. You know what? We want Peter Parker to be a teenager again.
Yeah, and instead of like de-aging him, they just have him being 30 years old, acting like a teenager.
Right. But I was also a big Mary Jane Watson fan. I wasn't too thrilled with the side relationships, even though a lot of people always wanted to see him with Felicia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my last thought process is: Are we okay with? Do we think that the mom and pops comic book shops are going to survive, even though they seem to be going out one by one? Even the mom and pops trading card shops. I mean, nowadays, like your collectible shops are pretty. They're pretty. Your comic book shops have turned into full on collectible shops nowadays. Anyway.
Uh, in my experience here, I live in a pretty big city, and I've got 4 comic shops that I frequent. Only 2 of those do new issues, but all 4 of them lean heavily into collectibles, especially Funkos, statues, and trading cards. Now, I've heard that the Funko and Magic the Gathering markets are starting to hurt a little bit from oversaturation. I don't know if that's true. The TCG dude might be able to comment on that a little more knowledgeably.
Sure.
But if that's the case, then that's just like a total collapse of the market. I don't see how they could survive just the devaluation of everything they sell.
I I do know that Hasbro recently, with a lot of the properties that they've purchased, they have let loose that they are going to be leaning heavily into AI. So much, in fact, they just leaked out recently that Peppa Pig and several of the cartoon stuff that they have purchased in order to own the IPs for toys, and also Hasbro leases out the television and film rights for their toys. They are going to be leaning heavily into AI and stuff, and I know a lot of people's upset about that, but what do you know about the TCG do about his question about the oversaturation?
Having been rather invested in the news for the last 5 or 6 years or so, that's a very valid point. There is a lot of oversaturation. I think that LGSs and comic book stores, first off, they were different entities way back in the day. And now, if you're trying to survive in this capitalist environment, you need to expand your inventory and knowledge base and find new customers whenever you can. So I think that comic books integrating TCGs is overall a good move. I think if they were attempting to just be comic book purists, nothing but comic books, they're probably setting themselves up for a bad time. That said, the post-COVID TCG bubble is expanding and probably going to pop at some point. But I imagine that it would start with the collector first market, like Pokemon. Magic has a benefit of being about equal 50-50 player collector consumer base. So I think that they should be fine for a while. But yeah, if comic book shops want to stick around, they really need to consider expanding. And you're right on the Funko thing. They have expanded into that. Unfortunately, Funko Pop has been in hot water lately. So yeah, that'll probably be a good topic for the next episode. Is what the heck happened to Funko?
They were just big plastic beanie babies.
100%. They do make really good shelf items. I think that for somebody that enjoys just general nerddom, whether it's comics, movies, or games, it's a great way to kind of represent that on the shelf, you know. And of course, they have the exclusive ones from like San Diego Comic-Con that run hundreds of dollars. You know, you're always going to find the high-end ones, but in general, yeah, they're $5-10 plastic Beanie Babies.
They
Like,
are, but unlike the Beanie Babies, Funko Pop seems to have, even though a lot of people don't want to admit it, it's had a longer run than the Beanie Babies did because they were like a very quick, uh, they were like a very quick
kind
grab.
of like a flash in the pan.
Yeah. While they sold a lot of them and it went for a few years, Funko had definitely, it's still selling. I mean, people are still buying them. You know, they're just not as desired as they were right before the pandemic. And I think that's one of the things that kind of hurt the collectibles market altogether, from comic books to trading cards. Well, actually, the pandemic helped the trading card market.
Oh, 100%,
The
dude.
pandemic helped the trading card market. I learned that when I started doing the show with DJ Longhair. MTG Roundtable. Join us on Thursday nights if you're a fan of Magic the Gathering on the MTG Roundtable with Mr. DJ Longhair. Every once in a while, you find TCG Dude there and me every Thursday night.
Yeah, Funko Pop's the logistics of even trying to ship those out and how easily they're damaged. I wouldn't want to personally set up shop like that. Like, I like hustling my cardboard because they ship out in plain white envelopes, or if it's a higher end thing, you know, top loader and a bubble mailer. You know what I'm saying? Now, with the pricing of shipping, it used to be just a couple of years ago. Maybe a few years ago, it was $5 to ship out a bubble mailer. It's damn near $10 now, you know, and a flat rate box is close to $30. It's ridiculous. So I wouldn't want to try and do the Funko thing, that's for sure.
Shipping has gotten very expensive. I try not to ship anymore. Like, pretty much, I got tired of having to sell my collection over and over again with like almost every move I made, especially since, you know, life happens and you end up having to sell parts of your collection just to be able to survive. And finally building my comic book collection back up after like the third time of having to sell big portions of it, you know. But like I used to eBay like ones that I had gotten multiples of, because I do like to buy long boxes, and you end up getting more of a certain issue than you really want to have. And it's nice to be able to turn around and eBay it and take that eBay money and get yourself another long box.
And that's
For
what I don't understand.
sure.
Shipping, I would think, you know, I'm no economist, but with the glut of things being shipped, because online shopping has almost eclipsed brick and mortar. So you'd think
Yeah.
that shipping would be very prevalent and cheap because everybody's doing it. There's trucks going everywhere all the time. So it shouldn't. Why should it cost that much to just throw your tiny little piece of crap on there on the back of their truck to go somewhere else too? I don't understand why our end shipping should be so much.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
because everybody got into shipping during the pandemic that it raised the price. It's like, well, people are going to be shipping. Why don't we just monopolize on that, you know? And then with eBay, like a lot of this stuff, if you buy like or have a certain price range, the shipping's free from most of the eBayers, you know, as long as you pay over a certain amount. And like that's why I like to get the long boxes, is because they'll bite the shipping on the long boxes most of the time. And if I were to do like, sometimes I see like 50 count purchases on Amazon, and I'll do that. But and they ship for free if you have Prime, you know. But for the most part, like I think that the pandemic really got people into having things delivered. And a lot of the comic book shops that I have talked to before they went out of business, they've said they've lost a lot of business because of the online sales market.
I wonder if you could run a local comic book shop on something like Uber Eats or DoorDash, because they've been expanding those a lot. They'll stop at convenience stores and grocery stores and stuff like that. I wonder if you could run like a non-food collectible shop.
I'm pretty sure you could. I wonder what, I'm pretty sure you
That's
could.
a sweet idea.
Oh
I
man,
just gave it away.
I mean,
to everybody on the internet.
I would be skeptical about doing any purchases over, say, $50. Like, I would not buy a collector booster box through Uber Eats. Are you kidding me?
Like the weekly poll on Wednesday. Just
Yeah.
with some chicken chow mein and
yeah, dear
Hell
Uber,
yeah.
if you're listening, Dollar Bin Dan gets a cut of that sale if you guys put that in there.
hey,
Mhm.
I'm not greedy. 0.5%. That's all I ask.
Hell yeah.
No, but I have faith that like physical shopping is starting to make a comeback again. I just don't see it coming back as soon as we hope, and it is still hurting the local comic book shop. And I know a lot of the ones that sell the new issues are more likely going to stick around because they have a distributor, and those distributors are able to get them at competitive prices. I worry about the mom and pop shops though, because you got people like me and TCG dude who will sell our surplus, especially when we got others because we want to return. And going to a comic book shop and having the shop owner or whoever's there evaluate your card or your book. My dad always said a collectible's only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it, and typically I get more off of reselling my my triplicates and quadruples when I buy a long box from eBay than I would at bringing it to a comic book shop. But at the same time, I also know that most of these mom and pops comic book shops are open because well, somebody's wife doesn't want to keep all the comic books in their house.
Heck yeah, man. No, LGSs I think are really important in comic book stores because they are community hubs, right? And that's something that eBay and Amazon doesn't provide. It's a different type of experience, and there's a certain thrill that you get about finding that card or that comic in the wild. You're like, oh my God, I've been looking for this. And it's right there. And you get your hands on it and you bring it up to the register and pay for it and go home and enjoy the heck out of it. Like that experience, you just can't buy with the click of a button. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I just finished collecting all 80 issues of James Robinson's Starman run.
You were telling me about that. I had to look it up and I want it now.
Over the place.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. But you're right. It's a thrill, man. I was hunting down comic stores in 4 cities and 3 states. But it was a gas. I loved it.
When I hit up comic book shops lately, I'm actually looking for Flaming Carrot comics.
Oh, I remember Flaming Carrot.
Yeah, because I want to get into Flaming Carrot comics because I remember reading Mystery Men before they became a movie.
Or a Smash Mouth music video cameo. Sorry.
Yeah, I definitely want to get a hold of some Flaming Carrot comics though.
I haven't
Mystery
seen a
Man.
Flaming Carrot comic in like 25 years.
Yeah.
Like no joke.
The only place I've been able to find a few issues on eBay, but they seem to be very hard to find.
I'll talk to some of my comic shop guys and see if they'll keep their ear to the ground for me.
Yeah. And I'm also looking for some of the old Tank Girl comics as well.
Tank Girl.
Yeah.
That movie didn't do anything for her.
No, it did not.
Womp womp.
Unfortunately, I don't think that we too often. I mean, I think the closest thing that we had to people doing good for the comics were the early MCU days, when it came to making movies. Even then, people were like, but
Well, I
I
think
th-
part of that, the MCU did not go out of their way to try to synergize with the comics.
right.
Because at the time when the MCU was really cranking up, like Odinson was not Thor, Steve Rogers was not Captain America. Uh, I don't even think Peter Parker was Spider-Man at the time. So there was no continuity between what people were seeing on the screens and what they were getting out of the comic shops. And I think Marvel really, really crapped the bed with
It's all right.
trying
We
to.
exceeded the half an hour marker. So YouTube's algorithm, the AI doesn't really pay attention after half an hour.
But yeah, I really do think that Marvel shot themselves in the foot by not doing something to try to capitalize on the success of the movies with their comic book lines.
Yeah. One of the big problems that, like, particularly if Marvel had before the MCU, and even they still have it to a certain degree, is they don't have the rights to the characters. And a lot of people, when they wanted to see like a Spider-Man or one of these characters like either do a cameo or in the background, and until like you got the MCU and it started building up with the MCU that we know that Disney has, you weren't able to get a lot of these characters together because they didn't have the rights to them. And so like you everybody's been wanting that Hulk versus Wolverine, and the closest thing that we've gotten so far was in Deadpool, that
Yeah.
third Deadpool movie, you know.
Well, most of those
Mhm.
rights have come back home now. So I think
Yeah.
one of the things that they're going to do with this big reboot that they're going to do after Doomsday Secret Wars in the movies
Right.
is I think they're going to integrate all of those characters, the FF, the X-Men, Spider-Man, the Avengers, all that into their next iteration of the MCU. Whether that'll be worth watching or not, time will tell.
Yeah, well,
Right.
dear Disney, get good writers.
And please get out of the mindset that you're going to make $1 billion every time you open a movie. That is
Right.
not ever going to happen again.
And don't do Squirrel Girl. It fails every time Marvel has tried to do a Squirrel Girl comic strip. I don't care if you want Anna Kendrick in it. I know she's hot, but don't do Squirrel Girl. DJ Longhair. I'm sorry, my buddy DJ Longhair probably felt that I said that. He loved.
Yeah, he felt the
Squirrel Girl.
disturbance in the force.
Well, I mean, look, every niche character has some value for stories, but
Yeah.
the trick is putting them in the right stories. Like, could Squirrel Girl appear in a movie? Yes.
Yes.
But put her in like a Deadpool movie. Don't try to put her in an Avengers movie.
Right.
Something that fits the tone of that character.
Right. My problem with Squirrel Girl is like you get like one or two good issues, and then like her series immediately fails every time they try to bring her out.
Yeah, and there's just some characters that can't sustain their own book. Great characters, but they cannot sustain their own book. Martian Manhunter cannot sustain his own book. Love that character.
Yeah.
He will never have an ongoing series that runs more than 20 issues.
When people watch the VOD on this, you're gonna have a lot of haters. Just,
I
I
can't wait to
love-
see the comment section.
oh man, I love Martian Manhunter. Like, I really hope that they do a Martian Manhunter movie. Really, I do.
Oh, and they keep teasing him. Like, I remember watching Smallville back in the day, and there was a dude playing a detective, and in one of the scenes, he left some Oreo cookies laying around, and I was immediate. That's Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter is addicted to Oreo cookies. I was so stoked, and they just went nowhere with it.
Yeah.
And that seems to
So,
be the pattern
go
of
ahead.
Martian Manhunter.
I'm not very familiar with Martian Manhunter, but we were talking about the comic book stores and whether they like do new releases or not. This is actually the emailer. It's from today, from Bosco's, a local comic book / LGS. And look at that right there. We actually have Martian Manhunter. I'm assuming that these images are their new issues.
I think that's probably Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, that's Absolute. I'm not a big fan of the
Oh,
artwork
okay.
for Absolute, but you know, I believe that a lot of people are, because I kind of made somebody mad on the Twitter when I had a hot take of that the Martian Manhunter cover art just reminds me of like a bad attempt at um contemporary art, and I just wasn't a big fan
Exactly.
of it, you know. And somebody got really mad at me on Twitter.
Mm. I love this
Former
employee
Picasso.
quote. You should read Jujutsu Kaisen. Just you should read it.
Don't watch don't watch the anime, read the manga. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
then comic releases for today. So Amazing Spider-Man number 32, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Mortal
Did they zero
Thor.
out the numbering on Spider-Man again?
yeah, they did, looks like they did a reboot again on that.
I guess I can probably zoom in. Does that work? It does. Nice.
Yeah.
Always keep that going for like 2 or 3 years, and then go immediately back to the legacy numbering.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that. They got a what if on print now.
I used to get What If back in the day.
I thought that was referring to the Marvel what if.
Yeah, that is Marvel What If. Yeah.
Okay.
So back in the day, that they were like just little one-off what if stories, pretty much. Now the Marvel What If cartoon series, it kind of does the same thing, but it's really more of this is the multiverse, and it's not really a what if. You know.
It's kind
Okay.
of alluded what if.
Yeah.
DC X Sonic the Hedgehog, the Metal Legion. Interesting. I didn't know that there was a crossover there. Let's see here. Malevolent, Radiant Black, She-Spawn. No! It's okay.
Hey, you
They're
know,
going to give her a movie.
they're gonna give him a movie. Most likely. I know
Is that
that Todd Mc-
speculation or fact?
No, that's just me being an asshole.
No, probably.
Oh.
I know Todd McFarlane wants to do another Spawn movie. He wants to redo Spawn because he wasn't too happy with the way things were. But he's been teasing making a new Spawn for years. I don't think like I'm not sure if like he will or not. He's too busy
Yeah.
with his toy company.
I tell
Right.
you what,
Dude, if they
I've
make
been
a secret
wanting-
layer Spawn, that thing would sell out fast. Magic players love hardcore stuff like that.
Yeah. What were you saying, Dan?
I said I was so disappointed in that first Spawn movie because I really thought that was going to be a breakout role for Michael Jai White.
Yeah.
I really liked him. He's one of the better like martial arts actors out there. To me,
I liked it. I liked it, but I didn't like the way they went about it because it just seemed like they didn't have the technology to do what they wanted to do. It also you also could see where he was fighting with the production house because he wanted to do some things his way, and they obviously they're like, well, we're kind of paying you to do things, so you know,
the studio loves to play that card. It's
young
hard
Hellboy,
money.
yeah.
Yeah, I highlighted that because I just saw a reel on YouTube, or YouTube short rather, with Ron Perlman talking about how and why they never had a Hellboy 3, and like Hellboy 2 ended with a total setup for number 3, but it just didn't come to fruition for this, that, and the other. That would be a great topic for a future show, is sequels that could have been or should have been, kind of thing.
I'm writing it down right now. So on that note, what sequels that should have been or hadn't been, we'll have to have a sequel to this episode and have everybody come back again. I know that eventually we're going to have like multiple days a week that we're doing the morning show. Each different day we'll have at least 2 to 4 people on the thing, either me and the co-host of the day, and TCG dude's going to be taking a day of the week. Hopefully Dollar Bin Dan will be able to take a day of the week and join us. And also this coming Friday, gonna have my buddy Iron Tiger is going to be the co-host of the day, and we're going to be talking about creating your own IP. As I had put together and started back in the day a cheap little underground comic that I was writing for a few people in my hometown, that writing with a few people in my hometown, and ended up dropping it a few years later, and recently have picked up the artwork again. And so we're going to be talking about that on Friday with Iron Tiger, and he is currently trying to write an underground comic strip. So we're going to talk about creating a character from a thought process to putting it down on paper, and even using tools like a tablet for some CG artwork, and even incorporating a little bit of AI into making your own characters, especially if you don't have all the tools to create a character when it comes down to the artwork, or you don't have somebody who has the talent, or you don't have enough talent to make your character in pen and paper. We're going to talk about all that on Friday, so join us for that. I do believe that eventually our mom and pop's comic book shops and the LGSs and the collectible shops will get a boost in, and I think that I see a lot coming from that. I really hope that we do manage to save our local shops. We really need it. And also our local comic book shops need it too. We're going to go and tell everybody how to find everybody. And TCG Dude, let everybody know how to find you.
Yo, what up, people? I'm Alex, the TCG Dude, out here keeping magic alive. Yeah, man, I'm just kind of your TCG Dude homie on the internet, man, kicking it, talking shop, and enjoying the game. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube at TCG Dude, and occasionally I'll stream some video game action on the Twitch side at TCG Dude 907. And yeah, like Dan said earlier, once in a while I'll hang out with one Mr. DJ Longhair on YouTube for the MTG Roundtable, where you can talk and find out about finance and playability of the latest Magic sets. So yeah, great episode today, Dan and Dollar Bin Dan. Love the name, the two Dans. Love it, love it. So glad to be here today.
Right on. Hey, Dan, any last thoughts?
Well, I think that if the comic book shop is going to be sticking around for a long time, it's going to be up to rabid fans and just really comic shop owners who are in it for the fight to keep it alive. It's just going to come down to passion. And if you want to talk to me more about that, I'm always slumming it on Twitter at Dollar Bin Dan.
Dollar Bin Dan. I'm gonna make sure I have you tagged already in the post. I'm gonna make sure that your link to the Twitter page is in the description of today's episode. And if you guys get a chance, everybody, make sure you give Dollar Bin Dan a follow, and make sure that you show love every time you come around. I really appreciate it. Once again, I want to say thank you to DJ Plain Ice, who joined us in chat, and also Lieutenant Garantina, who joined us in chat. Also, the one and only Theta of Nerd Archaeology, he joined us as well. We also want to say once again thank you to our friends over at the Twitter side, Nostalgia Drops and Kidult. Not only that, Dollar Bin Dan, who was pulling double duty on the Twitter side today, and also TCG Dude, who also pulled double duty on the Twitter side. Thank you guys for joining me today. I've been KJ Cowboy Dan, your karaoke DJ / VTuber, head in a jar, nerd who knows a little bit about everything and a lot about nothing. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a good morning. Here is our theme song, and we're out.
Years ahead, one cup at a time. Dive deep, drink up, static fades, synth echoes. screaming through the neon haze. Another sunrise and the end of days. Shahadic frequencies hits just right. With the head in the jar, we're feeling alright. Broadcast, signal bending space and time. Coffee fueled chaos on the morning line. From the cartoon realm to the side of the sky, we're diving head first while the satellites cry. Steel and static, black and chrome. The future's broken, but we're still home. Morning dive and a coffee. Fuel the machine and ignite the day. Morning dive and a coffee. Surfing the timeline all the way. Ghosts in the signal fire in the wire. Java in our veins, turn the frequency higher. Morning dive and a coffee. Dive into the madness and start the day. Cowboy dance signal cuts across the years, laughing at paradoxes and our fears. From future wastelands to a retro sunrise, we're chasing tomorrow through electric eyes. The monitor shines with a radioactive light, nuclear technicolor hues lighting up the night. Industry heartbeat pounding through the screen like a century nightmare from a fever dream. Coffee, static, coffee, static, coffee, static. Morning dive and a coffee. Neon thunder in the morning rain. Morning dive and a coffee. Ride the signal through the digital pain. Industrial craniums, broken satellites. Cartoon gods and radio is burning through the night. Morning dive and a coffee. The future's awake and we're leading the fight. 1,000 years ahead. One cup at a time. Dive deep. Drink up, static fades.